Have you ever wondered why you feel tired all the time, even though you've had a full night's sleep or seem to be doing all of the right things? It's frustrating, right? You're not alone. So many of us feel like we're running on empty, even though we're constantly chasing solutions like coffee, energy drinks, or quick fixes. I'm Dr. Matt Jones, and I'm here to help you start feeling your best and performing your best. But here's the thing. Your energy isn't just about how much sleep you get. It's about understanding how your body and mind generate energy and how the choices you make every day either support or sabotage that process. The good news is, with a few simple, science-backed strategies, you can unlock more consistent, natural energy and stop relying on temporary fixes that leave you feeling worse later. In this video, we're breaking it down into 4 key areas: understanding how your energy system works, building a lifestyle that supports energy through light, movement, and nutrition, escaping modern dopamine traps that drain your motivation, using coffee strategically, not as a crutch, but as a tool. By the end of this video, you'll have everything that you need to start feeling better every single day. So let's get started. So, understanding your energy system. To unlock consistent energy, you need to understand how your body's energy system works. Most people think that energy is just about getting enough sleep or eating the right foods, but it goes deeper than that. Your body has a complex energy production process, and when it's not working properly, no amount of coffee or quick fixes will bring you back on the right track. So let's break this down. Your energy comes from mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. We've all heard that. Tiny structures in your cells that act like batteries. Their job is to take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe and turn them into ATP. This is your body's main energy currency. Think of ATP as the fuel that powers everything, from your brain and muscles to digestion and even your immune system. Here's the catch. Mitochondria are highly sensitive to the choices that you make every day. If you're constantly tired, chances are your mitochondria aren't functioning at their best. Let's talk about the biggest factors that impact them and what you can do to support them. Number 1, poor diet. One of the biggest disruptors of mitochondrial function is your diet. When you eat a lot of processed foods, refined sugars, or unhealthy fats, it creates oxidative stress and inflammation in your body. This damages mitochondria and makes it harder for them to produce ATP. Essentially, you're asking your body to run on bad fuel. On the flip side, there are foods that actively support mitochondrial health. These include leafy greens like spinach and kale, which are high in magnesium, a critical nutrient in ATP production, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, which provide omega-3 fatty acids to reduce inflammation and protect mitochondrial membranes, nuts and seeds, which are rich in antioxidants and CoQ10, a compound directly involved in the energy-making process. And the list goes on and on and on. You can even supplement with many of these things if you don't feel like you're getting enough. So start by adding 1 or 2 of these foods to your meals each day. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight, just focus on making gradual changes that support your mitochondria. If you don't know what this looks like, please drop a comment or message me and I'm happy to point you in the right direction. So, moving on. Sedentary lifestyles. This is why movement is so essential. One of the biggest factors for mitochondrial health is movement, or lack of it. When you're sedentary for long periods, your mitochondria become less efficient at producing energy. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. Regular movement signals your body to produce more mitochondria and make them more efficient. But here's the thing, you don't need to spend hours at the gym to see results. Even light movement, like a 10-minute walk after meals, can significantly improve mitochondrial function. Make movement a non-negotiable part of your day. Start small, take the stairs instead of the elevator, stretch during work breaks, or go for a quick walk after lunch. The key is consistency, not intensity, at times. Third, we need to talk about the role of light in your energy system. The body runs on circadian rhythm, which is like the internal clock that regulates you when you feel awake and when you feel tired. When you expose yourself to natural sunlight within 30 minutes of waking up, it signals your brain to stop producing melatonin. This is the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. This is why morning sunlight is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to boost your energy naturally. But the opposite is also true. Too much exposure to artificial light, especially in the evenings, can disrupt your circadian rhythm and leave you feeling groggy the next day. So I want you to make it a habit to get 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight in the morning. If you can't get outside, a light therapy lamp can be a great alternative. To recap, your energy system revolves around your mitochondria, and the three biggest factors influencing their function are the quality of your diet, the level of your movement, and light exposure and circadian rhythm. These steps are crucial to having proper mitochondrial health and naturally giving you better energy throughout the day. Now that we've talked about the lifestyle trifecta, let's shift gears and talk about something that drains your energy in ways that you might not even realize: modern dopamine traps. This is something that we all deal with, and while it may not seem connected to energy at first, it has a huge impact on how you feel throughout the day. The problem is constant dopamine hits. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter responsible for motivation and the feeling of reward. It's the reason you feel good after accomplishing a goal, finishing a workout, or even eating a great meal. It's essential for energy, it's essential for focus, and it's essential for drive. But here's the issue. Modern life has hijacked your brain's dopamine system. Every time you check your phone, scroll through social media, get a notification, or eat a sugary snack, your brain gets a little dopamine hit. And at first, it feels great. But when you're constantly stimulating your brain with these artificial dopamine spikes, it becomes harder and harder to feel satisfied or energized by normal, everyday activities. This is because your brain adapts to these constant hits by reducing its dopamine sensitivity. Over time, this leads to a lack of motivation, brain fog and mental fatigue, a constant craving for more stimulation, whether it's through food, screens, or quick fixes. And here's the kicker. While these activities feel rewarding in the moment, they don't leave you with sustained energy or sense of accomplishment. Instead, they leave you feeling drained, leaving you feeling empty, tired, or unmotivated. How do you recognize these dopamine traps? Here are a few common signs. If you find yourself constantly reaching for your phone, even when you're not expecting anything important, you feel bored or restless when you're not scrolling or multitasking, you rely on sugary snacks like junk food to perk you up, only to feel more tired afterwards. These are all signs that your brain is craving a quick dopamine hit, but it's not getting the lasting satisfaction or the energy it truly needs. The good news is you can break free from these traps and reset your brain's natural dopamine system. The goal isn't to eliminate dopamine, that would be ridiculous. It's to rewire your brain so it feels rewarded and energized by things that truly matter. Here's how to start. Start your day without immediately checking your phone. Give yourself at least 30 minutes of tech-free time in the morning to focus on activities like sunlight exposure, movement, or journaling. Instead of relying on quick dopamine hits from social media or junk foods, focus on activities that produce longer-lasting satisfaction. Examples include working on a creative project, exercising or going for a walk, preparing a healthy meal from scratch. The list goes on and on and on. Taking a few minutes to practice mindfulness or write down things you're grateful for can help shift your focus away from seeking external stimulation as well. When you start reducing these modern dopamine traps, something amazing happens. Your brain begins to reset its dopamine sensitivity, and you'll find that simple, everyday activities like spending time in nature, having a meaningful conversation, or even completing a small task feels rewarding. Here's a few practical tips you can start implementing today. Set specific times to check your social media. For example, only check social media or email at designated times throughout the day rather than when you feel the urge. This will retrain your brain and your body systems to not have the urge to do this in the first place. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Notification fatigue is a real thing. This will reduce the constant pings that trigger dopamine spikes throughout the day. My personal advice, turn off all social media notifications. Just check them at a regular time. Replace screen times with analog activities, aka read a book, journal, or spend time outdoors instead of scrolling. I cannot exaggerate the positive effects this will have on your health and your mental well-being. Engage in deep work or focus sessions. Dedicate blocks of time to working on meaningful tasks without distractions. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method or time blocking if you need. Reward yourself with meaningful breaks. Instead of scrolling during breaks, try stretching, taking a walk, or calling a friend or family member. These small shifts may feel challenging at first, but they can completely transform how your brain processes rewards and ultimately how energized and motivated you feel throughout the day. By reducing these artificial dopamine hits and focusing on activities that provide lasting rewards, you're not only going to feel more energized, but also more fulfilled. It's not about giving up all the things you enjoy. It's about rebalancing your brain's reward system so it works for you, not against you. Now, let's talk about caffeine. I know you're thinking, is he a caffeine hater? But you'll need to watch the whole thing. One of the most common tools that people use to boost their energy is caffeine. Whether it's your morning coffee, an afternoon pick-me-up, or an energy drink, caffeine is everywhere. But here's the thing, caffeine doesn't actually create energy. Instead, it works by borrowing the energy. If you're not careful, you can leave yourself feeling worse in the long run. But don't worry, caffeine is not the villain here. It's all about how you use it. So let's dive into the science on how it affects your energy and the best way to make it work for you, not against you. First, let's understand how caffeine works. When you're awake, your body produces a chemical called adenosine, which builds up in your body over the course of the day. Adenosine is what makes you feel tired, and it's your body's way of signaling that it's time to rest. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, temporarily preventing you from feeling tired. This is why caffeine feels like it's giving you energy. But here's the catch. Caffeine doesn't stop your body from producing adenosine. Once the caffeine wears off, all of that built up adenosine rushes in, and you experience what's known as the caffeine crash. I'm sure you've been there. So caffeine isn't generating energy, it's just delaying your brain's tiredness signals. If you rely too heavily on it, you're essentially borrowing energy from later. And eventually, your body will demand a payback. That doesn't mean that caffeine's bad. It can actually be incredibly helpful when used correctly. The key is to use caffeine as a tool, not a crutch. So how do you use caffeine to enhance your energy without falling into these traps? Here are some science-backed strategies. Timing is everything. The best time to consume caffeine is 60 to 90 minutes after waking up. Why is this? When you first wake up, your body naturally produces high levels of cortisol, the hormone that helps you feel alert. Drinking coffee immediately can interfere with this natural process. By waiting, you're letting your cortisol peak first and using caffeine to enhance your mid-morning alertness. Avoid caffeine in the afternoon, especially after 2 p.m., as this can interfere with your sleep. Pair caffeine with food and water. Drinking caffeine or tea on an empty stomach can lead to jitteriness and an energy crash. Pair your caffeine with a protein-rich breakfast or a handful of nuts to stabilize your blood sugar. Stay hydrated. Caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it can dehydrate you if you're not drinking enough water. Make it a habit to drink a glass of water alongside with your coffee. Moderation is key. Stick to 200 to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, which is about 1 to 2 cups of coffee. This is enough to boost your energy without overstimulating your system. If you're particularly sensitive to caffeine, consider cutting your intake or switching to green tea, which provides a more balanced, steadier dose of caffeine, along with calming compounds like L-theanine. If you're looking to reduce your reliance on caffeine or just need a break to reset your system, here are a few natural ways to boost your energy without the crash. Sometimes, what feels like low energy is actually mild dehydration. Start your day with 16 to 20 ounces of water, ideally with a pinch of salt or a squeeze of lemon. This replenishes electrolytes and wakes up your body. Try a nutrient-rich smoothie. A smoothie packed with protein, healthy fats, and greens can give you a natural energy lift without jitters. Add ingredients like spinach, almond butter, chia seeds, and high-quality protein powder for a nutrient-dense start to your day. Try matcha tea. Matcha does still have a significant amount of caffeine, but it is a great alternative to coffee or energy drinks. It contains L-theanine, which provides a calm, focused energy with less spikes and less crashes. Plus, it's packed with antioxidants. Incorporate daily movement. A quick 5 to 10 minute walk or stretching session can boost circulation and release endorphins. Pair this with some natural sunlight exposure and you'll feel more awake naturally. The goal of these alternatives isn't to eliminate caffeine entirely. It's to diversify your energy sources and give your body a chance to rest and reset when needed. So let's recap what we've covered today. Support your energy system by fueling your mitochondria with the right nutrients and habits. Build a lifestyle that promotes energy with balanced meals, movement, and light exposure. Escape modern dopamine traps by reducing overstimulation and focusing on meaningful activities. Use caffeine strategically to enhance energy, not as a quick fix that leaves you drained. The best part, these are all small, simple changes that compound over time. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's struggling with their energy. Don't forget to subscribe for more actionable health tips. If If you're ready to take it to the next level, check out my consultation services. I'd love to help you create a personalized energy plan. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.